As to the reason, the actual reason behind it, I was not aware, but I can surmise the trust and confidence that she has on me.
That is
maybe
correct.
the reason, ma'am.
The trust and confidence that you were able to establish as head of Task Force Davao in 2017 and being the one in charge of the 10th Infantry Division in Regions 11, 12, and 13 were very significant, not only in your engagement as highly technical consultant, but in your appointment as well as Undersecretary for Administration of DepEd. We agree on that, General Memphine.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
As a matter of fact, to illustrate how the former secretary trusted you, may I ask, are you aware of Department Order number 78, General Memphine?
Yes, ma'am.
What is Department Order number 78?
It's about the procurement, ma'am.
With all due respect, dito po sa Department number 78, ibinibigay po ang mandato na pamunuan ang Department Computerization Program sa Program Director. You confirm this?
Yes, I stand corrected, ma'am. It's about,
In other
TOC.
words, since 2010, General Memphine, ang Department Computerization Program ay pinamumunuan ng Program Director. Ito po ang nakasaad sa Department Order number 78. But because the former secretary trusted you so much on this position of being the Undersecretary for Administration, the DepEd issued DO number 16, series of 2023. Would you like to enlighten us kung ano po itong DO 16, series of 2023?
Actually, it's the revision of the Department Order 78, ma'am, Series 2010. It's actually revising the compositions of those for the procurement.
To be specific, General Memphine, with all due respect, ano ho ang pinaka-significant na naging pagbabago in terms of the DepEd Computerization Program from DO 78 to DO 16?
It's not only the director who decides for the procurement of Department Computerization Program, ma'am.
For the information of the committee, General Memphine, it is clear that from DO number 16, the management of the department's computerization program was transferred from the program director to the Undersecretary for Administration, and that is you, General Memphine. That is how the former secretary trusted you. A policy which has long been existing for 13 long years, 2010, was suddenly changed, transferring the management of DepEd Computerization Program from the program director to the office of the Undersecretary for Administration. Do you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can I elaborate, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
Please continue.
Actually, before the computerization program is, because actually we notice some issues in the DCP procurement, particularly in terms of the members. So, because there's a huge amount of money involved in the DepEd computerization program, so it was agreed through the executive committee as a collegial body to elevate the authority of deciding the DepEd computerization program from program director to but basically the program director is actively involved in the decision making.
I understand, General Memphine. Now let us go to the DepEd computerization program. Per fiscal year 2023, mayroon po kayong report. Ang sabi nyo, the delay and underperformance in procuring the ICT packages for 2023 were mainly due to the reconfiguration of the original specification and modifications of the package contents. You agree with this?
Yes.
Because this is in your report. But I wish to ask General Mempin, how come in your physical target versus accomplishment, kindly show on the screen, ito pong fiscal year 2023, this is your time, as the one heading the DepEd computerization program, simultaneous with you being the Undersecretary for Administration. 0% po ang accomplishment ng DepEd computerization program. Can you please enlighten us on this?
Actually, ma'am, nandito po yung director ng ICTS, but to give you insight on the performance, because ma'am, when we arrived in DepEd 2023, actually, it's still the 2022 DCP programs being processed because of the delay during the 2022 because of the change of the administration. So actually, ma'am, late 2023 na po na process completely yung
May we know why,
DCP.
General Mempin? Of course, we understand from the records na yung 2023 budget, hindi nyo po na-utilize, and that is the reason kung bakit naka 0% ang accomplishment rate. May we know the reason why?
Because of the partly of the procurement process, because it has to go to the Bids and Awards Committee, and the members of the Bids and Awards Committee is still hands in full in terms of the DCP 2020.
But of course, you realize, General Mempin, the value of this DepEd computerization program with respect to the learning of the students who are supposedly relying on this. Tama po ba?
That's correct, Your Honor, Mr.
And to
Chair.
complete the picture, General Mempin, I wish to share to the committee, mayroon po kayong na-procure 44,638 ICT packages and DepEd packages sa taong 2022 and 2023. Ngunit ayon sa annual audit report ng COA, ang na-deliver nyo lang is 16,580. This is not even one half of what is supposed to be delivered. So to make it clear, General Mempin, na kapag procure po kayo ng 44,638 ICT packages, but per report of COA, ang delivered pa lang is 16,580, equivalent to 37% of the supposed accomplishment. Can you please explain this?
Ma'am, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, if I may request the director of ICTS, because I was not already out of DepEd since July, so I'm not aware of the updates in terms of deliveries with regards, so that maybe
General
we could
Mempin,
have
with
a
all
good
due
picture.
respect, the procurement happened in 2023.
Yes, ma'am.
Ibig sabihin, nabili na po ito. 44,638 ICT packages. You were still with DepEd.
Yes,
You
ma'am, but
resigned only last July 2024. Tama
Yes,
po
ma'am.
ba? From your perspective as Undersecretary for Administration and the one heading the DepEd computerization program, ano po ba naging appreciation nyo dito? Anong naging dahilan why you were way below the supposed accomplishment when in fact ang dami nyo naman palang nabili. Or, if I may rephrase the question, nasan po yung nawawalang ICT packages?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, during the 2023, only the DCP 2022 was processed, procured, and only started delivering in late 2023. And actually, only the first three...
In both dates that you mentioned, General Memphine, you're very much connected still with the Department of Education.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm explaining that during the 2023, ma'am, the DCP 2022 is prioritized, so it's only being deliberated or processed in the procurement. And late of October, there were only 3 lots of DCP which were successfully bidded out, and 13 was
Memphine,
processed in 20.
If I may interrupt, let's simplify the question. The 44,638 ICT packages were procured during that time. Only 16,000 were delivered. Nasan po yung iba?
Ma'am, because the 3 lots supposedly delivered during December and early January of 2024 were subject to request for extension of some of the supplier, which we were not
Mr. Chair,
convinced.
I lament that General Memphine could not give a clear and complete account of this 44,638. And I still have a lot of questions to raise. So may I just request General Memphine to please submit a written accounting of this 44,638 ICT packages with respect to their current whereabouts. Simple lang po ang question, General Memphine. Nasaan yung 44,000 minus 16,000 na ICT packages? Moving forward, Mr. Chair. General Memphine, I wish to raise questions about the DepEd confidential funds. There is such an AOM number 2024-15. This is dated February 1, 2024. Out of the 150 million confidential funds that were given to DepEd, only 3 quarters were utilized. That is equivalent to 112.5 million. Are you aware of this, General Memphine?
I just made aware during the hearing about the confidential fund because I was not directly involved in the...
Okay, but at least you can confirm that in the General Appropriation Act of 2023, DepEd has 150 million budget for confidential fund. You're aware of that?
Yes, ma'am, as member of the EXICO.
And out of 150 million budget for confidential fund, only the first, the second, and the third quarter were utilized. That is equivalent to 112.5 million confidential fund. You're aware of that?
I was made aware of that, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And sometime in February 2024, nag-issue po si COA ng Audit Observation Memo. Ang sabi po dito, there is such a 75 million disallowance na na-justify po nila later on. And out of this 75 million, however, mayroong 15.54 million pertaining to rewards to informers na hindi pa rin po na-clear because of lack of the necessary supporting documents. Can you please enlighten us on this?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, I was not part of how the confidential fund is being utilized, so I was not aware of the discrepancy, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
I understand. Nevertheless, General Memphine, having spent a long years of career in the military, of course you are aware about what confidential fund is.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Can you please enlighten us? What do you understand about confidential fund?
Confidential funds are funds allocated for the certain units or organizations for its security, maybe, and other in the furtherance of its mandate, particularly those who cannot be gathered through the regular means of acquiring, for example, information. Ma'am.
And how will you differentiate confidential fund from intelligence fund?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, in my opinion, intelligence fund are specifically have program being, although it's not being elaborated, but it has go to the programs of organization, for example, the law enforcement unit, the armed forces, and even the LGUs, while confidential fund has more on flexibility, but as we discussed, there is certain protocol SOPs being followed under the JMC 2015-01, ma'am.
To recap what you said, General Memphine, and please agree with me if I am correct, no? Both have a purpose of addressing the safety and security of the nation. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
However, confidential fund is given to civilian offices. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
While intelligence fund is given to military offices. Tama po ba?
Military and other law enforcement
Yes.
units, ma'am.
In other words, they have the same purpose, confidential and intelligence fund. That is to take care of the national safety and security. However, magkaibang opisina ang gumagamit. Kapag confidential fund, it is given to civilian offices, at kapag intelligence fund, military, and like what you said, law enforcement offices. Tama, General Memphine?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
But we have to share also that under Republic Act 7160, the Local Government Code, the LGUs are given confidential fund as well. They're authorized to have and utilize confidential fund. You must be aware of this because for the longest period of time, nandun po kayo sa Davao, and I understand like any other LGUs, nag-utilize din sila ng kanilang confidential fund. You agree with me?
I don't have the exact information, but I do believe they have. They are using confidential funds in furtherance of their mandate in respective LGUs, ma'am.
Remind lang po natin, Mr. Chair, because this was flashed already in the previous hearings. Ito po yung, should I say, escalation of confidential fund of the City of Davao, starting from 2016, 144 million. 2017, you were already the head of the Task Force Davao, 294 million. And then 2010, nandun na po kayo sa 10th Infantry Division. They have 420 million confidential fund in Davao City. And then that's 2018. And then 2019 to 2022, consistent na 460 million confidential fund. Napakalaki po nito, General Memphine. Puntahan ko po yung 2017, 294 million. You were the head of Task Force Davao. Pwede po bang malaman how you appreciate the utilization of the 294 million confidential fund?
again, ma'am, in my to be candid about it, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, I was not aware of how the confidential fund is being utilized or implemented. But I just wanted to report to the body that the LGU of Davao, even before and after my term, is being supported in terms of logistics, meaning our vehicles, the maintenance of vehicles are coming from the LGU. And if there are major activities like gathering, like Kadayawan, Araw ng Davao, all the security elements involved in the securing Davao City and its major events, the LGU is providing support in terms of meals and logistics, meaning fuel to our vehicles, ma'am.
In other words, General Memphine, all the activities that you raised earlier, collaboration with the Muslim communities, information dissemination, meetings with other intelligence units, collaboration with different sectors, presence of patrols, and coordination with other professionals. These are the activities which were supported by that 294 million in 2017.
I have no idea, but because aside from Task Force Davao, there are also members of the Joint Task
But
Force
at least, those activities were part of the expenditures of the 294 million in 2017. Do you agree?
I believe so, ma'am, but I'm not 100% sure.
Thank you. Now let us go to AOM 2024-15. Ito po yung na-mention ko kanina, General Memphine, na mayroong disallowance na 75 million. Out of 75 million, the basis of the disallowance of 15.54 million is the lack of supporting documents for payment of rewards. Reward to informers. And in response to the AOM, nakatanggap po ang COA ng certification galing sa 4 na AFP officers. 1 is Colonel Moransing, 2 is Lieutenant Colonel Sangdaan, 3 is Colonel Panopio, and 4 is Major General Bahaw. Mayroon pong pinapa-explain ang COA na 15 million. This is about payment of reward to informers, and then in response, nag-submit po ang DepEd ng 4 na certification. General Memphine, can you please enlighten us? What are these certifications all about?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, the certification that I was asked to coordinate with commanders on the area with regards to the conduct of the Youth Leadership Summit are present here. And I was just asked to get the feedback from these units of the Army in particular of how they conduct the Youth Leadership Summit in their respective area and how effective it in securing or ensuring that these student out of school youth and even indigenous peoples, youth of indigenous peoples are protected, no? Because that's one of the thrust of also of Department of Education, that our youth be able to be a productive citizens of our country.
Thank you. Now let us go to Colonel Boransing. Colonel Boransing, there is a certification here signed by you, I suppose. This is dated January 1, 2024. you are certifying about the 8 activities for the Youth Leadership Summit with 531 participants, as well as information education campaign with 53 activities and 9,428 participants. Do you confirm this?
Colonel Boransing, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I confirm that, Mr. Chair.
I observe that the certification is addressed to whom it may concern. And then at the end of the body, it says, for the commander. Kanino ho ba talaga naka-address itong certification na ito, Colonel?
If I may, Mr. Chair, I'd like to explain about the certification.
Please continue,
Yes,
Colonel
this,
Boranding.
our job, the First Infantry Division covers the whole of Zamboanga Peninsula and both Lanao provinces,
Mr. Chair, with all due respect, Colonel,
Yes, I was.
I have a limited time, so kindly give a responsive answer to the questions that are being raised. Ang tanong ko po, Colonel, kanino ho ba naka-address itong certification? Sa taas po, to whom it may concern. Sa baba, for the commander.
Yes, Mr. Chair, this was asked by the DepEd, and this is our standard format for
May
all.
we know who in particular in DepEd asked for this certification?
USEC MEMPIN.
USEC MEMP.
Yes, Mr. Chair. And that is the standard certification because of our multi-stakeholder activities on the ground. A lot of other agencies ask for certifications. Like for instance, during the Youth Leadership Summits, we get a lot of lecturers from other agencies and they ask certifications. So this is our standard certifications we issued to all agencies who ask for it.
Colonel, you mentioned about the Youth Leadership Summit.
Yes,
Can you
Mr.
please name some of your resource speakers during these times?
Yes, Mr. Chair. First of all, we have on criminality, we have resource persons from the Philippine National Police.
Can you please name names?
Yes, we usually have the Chief of Police of the municipality.
Please be specific, Colonel.
Okay, ma'am. So the ones that conducted the Youth Leadership Summit, ma'am, are line units, infantry battalions under us. So we
Kindly
have,
give names, please.
yes, the Chief of Police. For example, Mr. Chair, if I may, the Youth Leadership Summit, August 7 to 9 August 2023, conducted in Barangay Poblacion, Madaya, Maging Lanao del Sur.
Mr. Chair, there are 8 Youth Leadership Summit, so at the very least, I'm expecting 8 names who were the resource speakers during that time.
Yes, ma'am. If I may continue to read it, ma'am, it's in the report.
Kindly limit the answer,
Please
Colonel,
continue,
to the
Colonel.
question.
So
Boransing.
we have the Municipal Mayor of Masio, Lanao del Sur. We have also,
Do you have the date also? Can you please cite the date also?
yes, ma'am, as I earlier said.
Date of YLS and then the resource speaker.
Yes, ma'am. As I earlier said, this one is August 7 to 9, 2023. The venue was in Maging, Lanao del Sur. So we have Staff Sergeant Bacquiao, Lieutenant Colonel Miondas. We have Private De La Rosa, Lieutenant Colonel
So how
Siat.
many resource speakers do you have for every Youth Leadership Summit?
It depends on the commanders. For instance, in local terrorist groups where in Lanao, it can range anywhere from 5 to 10.
Is that the first, the one dated August? That's your first YSL?
YLS.
YLS.
For 2023, the first one was in May. It was in Zamboanga del Sur province.
2023, the first one was May.
Yes.
And then?
Then we have the second one is 16 June 2023. This was in Lanao del Sur, the municipality of Bubong.
And then the third,
We have July 26 for the 44th Infantry Battalion in Cabasalan, Zamboanga, Sibugay Province, Mr. Chair. Then we
fifth?
have July 29 in the Digkilaan National High School, Iligan City.
sixth,
Then on September 29, we have in Barangay Pugan, Concepcion, Misamis Occidental. Then December 12, we had in Barangay D1, Dipolog City, Zamboanga del Norte. And as I earlier mentioned, another one in Zamboanga del Sur, this time in Dumingag municipality, ma'am. So those are 8 that were conducted in the various areas.
Mr. Chair, with the manifestation of Colonel Buransing, I respectfully move that we issue subpoena duces tecum to the head of the schools. Are they schools?
No, ma'am. Not all of them are schools. One is Digkalaan.
So what are they if they are not schools?
Like for instance, the first one last May was conducted in a barangay, in a sitio, ma'am. So we
Mr.
just
Chair, I am moving for the issuance of subpoena duces tecum either to head of the school or barangay, which became the recipient of the Youth Leadership Summit
Yes,
conducted by Colonel Buransing.
Yes, ma'am.
Now let's go to...
There's a motion by Honorable Congressman Luistro to issue a subpoena duces tecum to the head of school or barangay,
Second, Mr. Chair.
subject to the
YLS.
Youth Leadership Summit conducted by Colonel Boransing. Is there any
Second, Mr. Chair.
Duly seconded by Honorable Flores. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
May we request as well, Mr. Chair, that the documents in the possession of Colonel Buransing, which I believe pertains to the Youth Leadership Summit, be submitted to the committee?
Mr. Chair, according to the Freedom of Information Act, since these are confidential, we can share it, but if we follow the Act, the Philippine Army or the General Headquarters Armed Forces would like to ask a written request from the committee, which is according to the Freedom of Information Act. Then we will provide.
COMSEC is requested to draft a letter
Thank you, Mr.
as
Chair.
requested by Colonel Boransing. Please continue, Congressman Luistro.
Mr. Chair, I wish to direct the next question to Lieutenant Sangdaan. Lieutenant, kindly occupy one of the seats.
Have you taken your oath, Lieutenant?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Sangdaan, I have here a certification which bears your signature, I suppose. This is about the 22 activities for the Youth Leadership Summit and 49 activities for the Information Education Campaign. This was held in the provinces of Ilocos Norte and Ilocos Sur, as well as La Union. Do you confirm this certification?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
And the certification, similar to the one issued by Colonel Buransing, is addressed to whom it may concern on the upper part and then on the lower part for the commander. For the record, Lieutenant Colonel Sangdaan, kanino niyo
Yes.
po ba talaga ina-address itong certification?
Lieutenant
Yes, ma'am,
Sandaan,
to the
please.
DepEd, ma'am.
And can you be particular? Sino po sa DepEd?
Ma'am, can I just give the background, ma'am? That was the instruction of
I-
my commander, and according to my commander, it was Major General Mempin who
Okay,
requested.
you
it.
answered the question already.
Yes, ma'am.
And similar to the questions which I raised to Colonel Boransing, do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have also some documents with you which
Ma-
can provide details about the recipient of this 22 Youth Leadership Summit?
Ma'am, right now, ma'am, I don't have the documents because I am no longer with the 5th Infantry Division, ma'am. I'm already reassigned to GHQ. But
Let-
I assure you, ma'am, that
You can
there are
produce.
documents in
You can
the 5th
produce.
Infantry. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. May I just state for the record, Mr. Chair, that Lieutenant Colonel Sangdaan manifested his commitment to submit the document about the 22 activities for Youth Leadership Summit.
Yes, ma'am. Just like what Colonel Boransing have said a while ago, ma'am. I think it's much better for the
Yes,
Secretary.
we will.
Yes,
We will,
ma'am.
Lieutenant Colonel.
Yes,
What is important,
the manifestation
Lieutenant
of
Colonel?
Colonel Sangdahan for the committee to write a letter, yun po ba yung gusto ninyo?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
The
Mr. Chair.
COMSEC is directed to please write a letter requesting for the documents as requested by Congresswoman Luistro.
Noted, Your Honor.
Please continue, Congresswoman Luistro.
But at least, Lieutenant Colonel Sangdaan, can you name some of those 22 activities? Yung naaalala nyo lang po, because this is quite a lot compared to the one which Colonel Boransing had. He had only 8. You had 22.
Ma'am, actually, these YLS were conducted by the line units of the 5th Infantry Division, sir. Ma'am, just like the 5 Offers Brigade, the 5th CMO Battalion, and other infantry battalions in the area, ma'am. As to the specific of which, ma'am, hindi ko na ma-remember, ma'am.
You mentioned which infantry division conducted this?
5th Infantry Division.
Saan po ba kayo kasama? Sa 5th po ba?
5th Infantry Division, ma'am, as a staff of the 5th Infantry Division, ma'am.
As one of the staff of the
Yes,
5th
yes.
Infantry Division. But I suppose that since you were the one who certified, you're supposed to have a personal knowledge of what happened.
We base it on our records, ma'am, on our tabulated records.
Do you intend to tell us, Lieutenant Colonel, that you were not the one who actually conducted this Youth Leadership Summit?
Yes, ma'am. The line units, ma'am, were the one who conducted those activities.
If it is not you, then who?
The different battalions, ma'am. For example, ma'am, the 77th IB, the 5th CMO Battalion, the
Bakit po kayo ang nag-issue ng certification?
we have the tabulated data, ma'am.
Yes, I understand. But for one to be able to issue a certification, dapat alam nyo. Dapat may knowledge kayo.
Yes, ma'am. We
As a
have,
matter of fact, this is an inquiry in aid of legislation. You were sworn in before we started the hearing, and this will elevate the status of being a sworn certification already.
yes, ma'am.
Bakit po kayo nag-issue ng certification kung wala kayong personal knowledge? Nag-certify kayo, may 22 Youth Leadership Summit, tapos hindi nyo po ito personally nalalaman. Is that what you wanted to say?
We have personal knowledge, ma'am, because we have it in our data, ma'am, that the different line units...
You are aware of the data only,
Oh, sir, that are
but
different...
not of the occurrence. Magkaiba po yun.
Ganon din, ma'am, sa occurrence niya, ma'am.
You are
That
aware of the occurrence as well.
Yes, ma'am, that it was really conducted.
Okay, balikan po ulit natin yung question ko. Name some of the Youth Leadership Summit that you conducted, if you are aware of the occurrence.
Just like in San Mariano, Isabela, ma'am, we have conducted the YLS there,
Barangay po iyan,
municipal, ma'am.
municipal. Ang recipient po natin, sino? Sino pong audience nyo doon? Sino pong participants?
The youth from the municipality of San Mariano, there were participants from the students in San Mariano, and even out-of-school youth.
Okay. Any
Yes, ma'am.
other? Any other YLS that you can recall?
Uh,